This is an NYY Sports Talk podcast, presented to you by Baseballism, a premium lifestyle apparel brand inspired by America's pastime. Baseballism is America's brand.
Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number two.
Welcome back. This is episode 126 of the NYYST podcast, presented to you by Baseballism.com. I am your host, Christian, as always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And it's that guy, Rye.
What up?
Well, it wasn't the Yankees' offense in the game 2 of the doubleheader last night. Yanks, we'll just jump right into things here today. Third podcast of the week. I'm sure some of you were sick of hearing of us, but then that's your own fault because you downloaded and listened to this podcast.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, who's really to blame there?
Them.
But we really do appreciate it, and we would like you to show your appreciation for us putting out 3 pods this week with a 5-star rating and review.
We've been forgetting to do that.
Of this show on iTunes. So go ahead and do that. And please, normally we would never tell you to go back and listen to past episodes because, you know, like to live in the present here. But if you have not already heard our interview with Bob Klapisch, co-author of Inside the Empire, please go back and listen to that. We released it Tuesday afternoon. So there's still, if you haven't heard that, if you haven't read Inside the Empire, Bob gives you a glimpse inside of how some things came about, like Giancarlo Stanton, Joe Girardi, and such other things. But neither of those guys were able to help the Yankees Tuesday afternoon or evening. Yanks split a doubleheader with the Mets. It was funny, though, because listening to the interview that we did with Bob on Tuesday, I made the remark that we had to preface it by saying that we recorded on Sunday because there would be another game played, and then there wasn't because the rain, because of the rain, all it seems to do is rain anymore. But
it's crazy, man.
But it didn't seem like they could. It seemed like they could have played that game on Monday because I went out around 8:30, and it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, but it downpoured all day.
Okay, so this
remember when they tried to get that game in? Who was it against? Baltimore.
So what? We don't have a drainage system anymore.
That one game.
I don't think.
Who was it? Baltimore.
Yeah, but I don't.
They should have played that game. That was crazy to me. Weren't you at the game?
No. I don't think it rained as hard Monday as it did when they had
it rained pretty hard, man.
Okay. Well, you know. Right. Okay, Mr. G. Okay.
You might not have seen it, but during the day, it downpoured.
Okay, you Mr. G. You know everything about the weather. Okay.
That was their first doubleheader split this year, right? That was their third doubleheader. They swept their first 2.
And who was the other one against? I know the one was against
Kansas
Baltimore.
City.
Did they play a doubleheader against Kansas City?
Pretty sure they've had 2 doubleheaders so far this year.
Yes, they did have one against Kansas City Memorial Day weekend. Mm-hmm. They did. Okay. So the Yanks win game 1, 12-5 was the final. You look up at the scoreboard, they were down 4-1, which if you watch enough baseball, you can kind of sense when things are going to happen. And I knew Jeff McNeil was going to hit that 3-run home run. I just knew it.
Yeah.
You just knew the way the inning was shaping up.
Yeah. It just had a negative game written all over it. And I mean, some of those young kids are good, though.
They have a lot of power.
And Alonso are pretty fun to watch.
And then you have Todd Frazier's been playing pretty well lately. I mean, he didn't do that great yesterday, but imagine if they had Cespedes in that lineup.
Imagine
a healthy Cespedes.
What about Robbie
Cespedes
Cano?
from what? Like 5
Robinson
years ago?
Cano? Well, just somebody who goes
like
out there and plays.
Scary name.
Where's Todd Frazier from?
Tom's
New
River.
Jersey.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He was in the Little League World Series. He beat Japan.
That wasn't him.
Yeah, 1998.
It was?
Yeah, look it up.
Did he have a picture at any point with Derek Jeter?
They invited the team.
Okay, it was Derek Jeter. We all know the story, okay?
Even Dominic Smith's pretty good. I like him.
Yeah, the Mets are they're okay, but they're just destined to be a middling 500 team because this is what kind of Brian Cashman was trying to avoid in 2016 is being old and young at the same time. And he said, no, I just want to be a young team and build this towards the future. And Brody, and I think Steve Summers, I was listening to him on the way over here. He called him, Brody, I need to hop off the Van Wagon in because he can't. In reference to his former clients that he keeps bringing in here, I think, and if you follow the Mets even a little bit, Chaim Bloom, I want to say his name correctly, who's a big mover and shaker in the Tampa Bay front office, who should have gotten the Mets general manager job. He was one of the finalists with Brody, but Chaim Bloom told ownership that I need to break this down and start over, where Brody said we can win now.
Well, like retool as opposed to rebuild?
Who said that?
I'm saying
Brody said we can win now. Brody said we can be a win now team.
So they tried to retool as opposed to rebuild. Like,
see,
we kind of saw
the problem with the Mets is that they needed to go to a hardware store to get tools to build this team, and they were shopping, and instead they were picking up baby toys like Fisher Price at Target. That's like what they ended up doing. But maybe Chaim Bloom would have been better for them. I think, honestly, they're stuck in this middle ground here where they got older guys like Todd Frazier and Robinson Cano, where they really should maybe have tried to break it down a little bit and get younger. And you know what? Maybe that meant trading like Jacob deGrom or what's his face?
I'm still shocked
Noah Syndergaard.
That both Noah and Jacob deGrom are still on this team because of that reason. But if you're a Met fan right now, and not that we want to take the show down this path, but if you're a Met fan right now, you have a lot to look forward to. It's just a matter of, is this organization going to continue to do the same things they do over and over? Or was that feeling that they got when Brody first came in, is that going to bring a new culture to this team? Some days you can say that it feels different in the Mets organization, but most days it looks like the same old Mets.
I really honestly don't think they have a lot to look forward to.
I disagree.
They have Alonso.
I think McNeil and Alonso are really fun young players who are going to be really good.
Is that enough? It's not enough.
But you still have DeGrom. You still have Noah Syndergaard. You still have, I always get them confused, but who turned their season around, Wheeler or Matz?
Neither of them.
No, Wheeler's been better lately.
Wheeler got smacked around yesterday. His ERA is approaching 5. Look that up, Ryan. And look up Matt's ERA.
You have Jason Vargas.
Oh, great. Okay.
Wheeler's
Stack Guy Rye
4.87 today.
Stack Guy Rye wanted to know.
What's Matt's
Maybe
ERA?
we'll put this poll out. Maybe we can make it scientific.
Okay.
Who has better hair, Stack Guy Rye or Jason Vargas?
The problem is that you can't put pictures when you do a poll, so... Unless if you can give me that shot side by side, then we'll put it.
Maybe we'll just do like a reply.
Yeah, but then if I lose that poll, that's really gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah, that could set him back years.
No one likes Jason Vargas though.
Well, you know what?
I'd have to get a haircut. That's the rule. If I win the poll, the hair stays long. If I lose, I'll go and get it cut.
All right. Or how about if you lose, we get to cut your hair?
No, Matt's 3.88. This year, so
that's not terrible, but his first inning ERA is like 90.
No, Matt started terribly, and now I think he's pitching better. I don't know. I just think you're wrong. I think if the organization did the right things, the Mets would have something to look forward to.
They don't.
He's only given up. Matt's has only given up more than 3 runs in one start, where he gave up 6 runs. Other than that, it's been 1-0-2, 1-2, 3, 6. So out of the two, Matz seems to be the better starter.
Are you sure? Okay.
And they had higher hopes for Wheeler, I think.
Well, they were hoping to trade him because he's a free agent at the end of the year, but apparently he's not going to really...
Yeah, and right now, Wheeler's last 7, he's pitching to 5.09. His last 7 starts.
So after the Yankees fall down 4-1, it's in the middle of the day, so you're out taking care of business. You get back in your car, and all of a sudden you hear John Sterling going berserk because Luke Voigt just hit a home run to put him up 7-4, and you're like, well, how the hell did that happen? Gio Urshela had a big day. I think he had, how many RBIs did he have yesterday?
In that first game?
I think he had 4, right? Did he have
4 RBIs. He went 3 for 4, yeah.
And that was a big game for Gio Urshela because you started hearing people kind of say that the sand in the hourglass was coming to the end there because he had been in a little bit of a slump there. He had been hitting around 200 or so. I don't remember the exact numbers in his last.
Yeah, but his
last
batting
7
average is still pretty high now.
His last 7 he was hitting 217, last 15 260, last 30 284. So it's going
his
down
batting
a little
average
bit,
is still.
Yeah, he's at 312 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was at 336. So
The only thing with him is that his
I
on base percentage is only 366.
Yeah,
so.
he's not a guy that's going up there looking to walk. I mean, he'll put a good at bat on you sometimes, but he's really.
He doesn't strike out a lot though, which is good. If you're not going to walk, then don't strike out.
So the Yankees put that, and then they win going away. They busted open. They win 12-5, and then so you just, I guess you want to talk about Masahiro Tanaka. He had that one inning there where he gave up 4 runs, but you know what? You got to give him credit there. He was able to settle in, let the offense get back, get them back in the game there, and he got into the 7th inning, which was huge because in a doubleheader, you want to get length out of your game 1 starter, and he got into the 7th inning.
I know he wasn't great. I know he gave up those runs, but I thought he did enough to not only win that game, but enough to push them to win game 2. I thought him going that many innings, that deep into the game, was almost just as important as him leaving the game with a lead. I couldn't believe that they fell into the hole they did in game 2.
Yeah, because that was a perfect setup for game 1 because you had Tanaka, then you went Canely for a third to finish out that 7th, and then you closed it out with David Hale pitched 2 innings.
David Hale pitched 2 innings, I think.
They were set up to, and I never like to say I think the Yankees should win a game or think they should win a game going away, but I felt as strongly about them winning game 2 as I have pretty much any regular season game because Jason Vargas is trash. I don't care that he's on a little bit of a hot streak. He's trash. He's a junk baller. He throws 85 miles an hour. And I think the Yankees, if they could have kept that game at 6-3, even when they fell down 6-0, when they could have kept it at 6-3, I think they would have made a little bit more noise in that game. But they, when you get it to 6-3 and then you turn around and you go back out into the field and it's 8-3.
It's frustrating.
It takes the wind out of your sails.
Who do you pin that loss on more, Paxton or Adams?
Paxton.
No, it's James Paxton. I mean,
Paxton. He's
regardless
gotta be
of
better.
their role with the team.
And you know what's crazy? I didn't realize how good he was at Yankee Stadium.
You can't put your team in a 6-0
No.
hole.
Nah.
No, you can't.
Six earned runs.
Did you know how good he was at Yankee Stadium
Yes.
going into that game?
If you know it, I know it.
What was his ERA? 0.64?
You know it. Do you want me to look that up now?
No. I don't want to know it anymore because it's not true anymore.
His ERA jumped almost a full run yesterday.
Tarpley got sent back down, right?
No, Adams.
Oh, I thought Tarpley got.
Let me ask you this question.
Designated.
Someone tweeted, I don't know if you saw
Adams
it.
was just the extra doubleheader guy.
Yeah, why would they need to send somebody down though? They didn't.
I thought they just sent him down.
I didn't see that.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Someone tweeted this, and I tweeted it. I went at them a little bit, and they were like, the Yankees brass was supposed to focus on starting pitching. Well, it's June already, and this pitching's a mess.
It is a mess.
Okay, I'm not saying that it's not. But is that the Yankee organization's fault? Is that the Yankee brass's fault?
Well, you want to play devil's advocate here, then you could have
I want Christian's feelings on it.
No, I think they did what they could do.
Because you were the highest praiser of all. You were. You said they went out and got the best.
Who was traded that's better than James Paxton?
No one. You were right. I'm not saying you were wrong.
And I wasn't chasing Pat. I'm sorry. I understand Brian Cashman's mode of thinking. I don't want to chase guys at certain numbers.
He came out and pretty much said today what happened with the Keuchel stuff. There's the second tier of luxury tax.
Yeah, we finally found out where the Yankees' limit is, and it's the second tier luxury tax because then I think they get taxed at like a 60% rate.
It's not only that, but it's something with the draft pick too.
And then you lose 10 slots on your first round draft.
It's not
pick.
worth it for them for Dallas Keuchel.
I don't think it's worth it for them.
If you can't realize that, yeah, no, it's probably not. Probably not.
Tarpley did get sent down. I don't know who
Did he?
came up for him, but after last night's loss, they sent him down to Scranton.
Interesting. I really wasn't paying attention to the end of the game, to be
It
honest
doesn't
with
say
you.
who replaced him,
They
though.
probably didn't make a move yet because
Okay.
there's an off day. There's the off day.
But who would it be?
They'd probably bring up another
Bobby.
arm down there. Or they could...
Or they're going to keep Chance Adams.
No, they have to. By rule, you have to send the 26 man
Yeah,
down.
they already sent him away.
Right, but now maybe they can bring him back up.
No.
Nah, I don't see them doing that because he can't really be used. He pitched.
He can't
yesterday,
pitch.
and he
He's
sucks.
useless.
What do you mean he can't be used? We have like
He
5.
threw 85 pitches or something. Well, how many pitches he threw?
Right, but maybe you slot him
started
into the
the game.
rotation somewhere.
Then you
until-
don't have to call him up right now. You're just wasting a roster spot.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you bring up
you don't-
another reliever?
You don't need him right now. You need him in 5
You would
days.
bring. You would call
Oh,
him.
I got you.
He just
I
pitched
got
yesterday.
you. Listen, calm down a little.
Oh my god.
Calm down.
Do I always have to be that guy?
Yeah, I need you to calm down. So listen, all right. So now play devil's advocate. The pitching is a mess, right?
It is.
They're the fourth. They have the fourth.
I understand that,
best
but right
ERA
now-
in the American League.
Okay.
They have the 7th best ERA in Major League Baseball. I'm not saying that if you threw all the pitchers up on a board, it wouldn't look like a mess. I get it, but where does the Yankee brass come into? First of all, and I should have. This was a key word. He said this offseason, the Yankee brass said they were going to focus on starting pitch or just pitching in general. Look at what they did.
Yeah, they were very active, but I think a lot of people are upset that they brought Hap back and not upgraded that spot.
You got James Paxton.
I understand that.
You
but
can, and I said this after they got Hap. We need that spot upgraded, not right now. We need it upgraded in the next few weeks. Like, we need to get that guy in the next few weeks. That's when that spot gets upgraded. And you hope to this point, Hap could have been good.
if Hap had pitched like he did when he came over here, you'd have less complaining. But what's his ERA? Is it under 5 yet?
It's up there, man. It's not good. He's not good. He has not been good.
He hasn't been
4.48.
He had 4.48 is not. It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but you expected more of him.
You know what?
What's CC's ERA? And I always feel weird comparing CC's ERA to others because I know his innings are so minimal.
CC's at he's at 3.96. Sabathia.
All right.
Compared to Hap. What did I say?
Hap
was?
has not really been bad. If you look at his game logs,
4.48.
his ERA is inflated because for some reason he can't pitch against the Orioles.
Right.
But he's actually been pretty decent to good against everybody else in the league.
I think J Hap right now is J Hap. And I think the guy we got last year when he first came over was maybe a little bit more of a hyped up J Hap.
Ryan, go on Baseball Reference if you're not already there, and tell me what Hap's ERA was in Toronto last year, because I bet you it was around like 4.2, 4.3.
If you're doing something,
while
I
he
could
was
get
on
it.
Toronto.
Yeah.
What did you think it was?
What do you mean?
What do you think it is?
I think it was around like 4.2, 4.3, somewhere in that ballpark.
What the hell is this?
So he wasn't that good with Toronto last year. I mean, he came over here and he pitched to and then you can verify what his Yankee ERA was.
Last year he had a 4.18 ERA with Toronto.
Okay, so I said 4.2, 4.3,
Yeah,
so I was
close.
close.
And then a 2.69
I was
ERA
going to say around like 2.5 with
with
the
the Yankees
Yeah.
and a little over half less innings pitched. 63 compared
Really?
to
He
114.
do that many? Oh, okay, gotcha.
Less. I phrased that weird, but yeah. I mean, he was clearly a better pitcher. He won 10 games with Toronto, and then he went 7-0 with the Yankees last year.
See,
6-3 though this year. I know the wins are.
He was really
weird
good
stat,
when he
but-
came over here.
Yeah,
Hap
he's a
is
stopper.
Hap. Here's what Yankee fans don't have, or why they're having an issue with Hap, is because they didn't see him pitch in
You
Toronto.
should have said why they're unhappy.
They're unhappy. They didn't see him pitch in Toronto, but if you look at the numbers, he's pretty much doing what he did in Toronto in the first half of last year.
That's what I just said.
So is he going to turn into second half J-Hap in the second half?
Well, he's a notoriously slow starter, first of all. Second of all, like I said, the guy we got here last year was an amped up J-Hap who was finally getting the hell out of that miserable stadium, that miserable city. And he was amped up to come to New York, a team that was destined for the postseason and had the potential to win a World Series. And now he's kind of back to just being J-Hap. We need to find that fire, and we need to get him amped up. And he needs to go out there and he needs to find that effing dog.
He started 2 more games this year for the Yankees than he did last year. 13 this year compared to 11 for the
He only
Yankees last
started
year.
11 games last year?
Yeah, and
how many starts do you think you're going to get in 2 months?
It just doesn't feel like he pitched more games this year than he did last year already.
He's only thrown 6 2/3 more innings than he did. So in those 2 starts extra, he's only
because some of those Baltimore starts were.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of these guys, like, for some reason I feel like Paxton is going to be very similar to Tanaka, and he'll bring his game to another level when it really matters.
Paxton really pissed me off the other night.
Here's the issue with James Paxton, and you saw right away in the Pete Alonso at bat. He had nothing. He had no out pitch yesterday.
The Yankees have too many of these guys, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, so trade him.
Even Tanaka's...
That has to stop being your answer to me.
So trade him.
You need to have a discussion with me.
That is my
You don't
discussion.
discuss anything. You don't. Who am I, A-Rod? You don't discuss anything with me. If it's not what you want to hear, you don't discuss it. You just dismiss it. Have a discussion with me. Do the Yankees not have too many guys who are either filthy or not? There's no creativeness anymore. There's no artist.
Rarely do you see a pitcher not have his stuff and manage.
Who's the number one guy right now at doing that?
Tanaka.
I disagree. Actually, Tanaka has gotten better because he's found a way to be somewhat effective without a splitter.
I wouldn't have said that before this year, but I've seen his splitter's bad this year, man.
It has
got
3
a high batting average against.
Yeah, because it has 3 less inches of drop on it this year.
Wow,
that's not good. It was good the other day, but he's having those innings where
think about that. It
that's
sound like a lot,
tremendous.
No, that's a lot.
That's so much.
It's a world of difference. It's
who do you think? Who do you think's the best?
Honestly, CC Sabathia. When he's not on, which is in his older age, he's really not on much. He still finds a way to keep this team in the game.
But a guy like Paxton still has plus stuff. So I mean, it's part of the learning process.
Paxton is smart enough to.
You don't know that. He
definitely is.
He's Canadian.
His nickname's the Big Maple, bro. Okay. He just looks like a smart, intelligent, strong guy.
Why? Because he's got a maple leaf tattooed on his forearm.
Badass, bro.
Okay, you don't know.
Would you ever
you don't know what drinking all that maple syrup does to a person's brain?
You think he drinks a lot of syrup?
Oh yeah, I know.
He went to Kentucky, University of Kentucky.
Yeehaw!
Yo, did he get a full ride academics college?
I don't know.
Did he really go to Kentucky?
That's what popped up when I typed in James Paxton College. It says University of Kentucky.
Sounds like a college in its own. James Paxton University.
Maybe it will be. I don't know. I still have.
These guys have to be better. They have to be better.
Okay, so
they definitely have to be better.
It's still early in the season in a sense of you don't see pitchers really turn shit on until like the end of June through the summer. And then at the end of the summer, you start to see him fade off a little bit.
I didn't realize the Yankees were in first place.
Yeah.
Half game up.
Tampa lost
That
today.
means the Rays lost today.
Tampa Bay.
They were tied.
6-4 their last 10. Yankees 4-6 their last 10. That's not terrible. You're going to have those stretches.
Dude, if they can have a stretch of 10 games like this where they are still sitting in first place. Last I checked, I think last night, they were still 9 games up on the Red Sox.
9 in the loss column, 7.5 in the standings.
I think Boston won today. I think they came back.
Did they win yesterday?
No, they lost.
Then it's updated here.
Boston's bullpen blew a lead, and then I think Texas's bullpen blew a lead, and Boston walked off today.
They're a game over 500 now. Toronto's 20 games under 500, and Baltimore is 24 games under 500. Are we the only division with even one team under 20 games under?
Probably. I don't think anybody's that bad.
That's crazy. We have 2 teams 20 games under. Not one other division. I just looked it up.
Has even one
team 20 games under.
So
Toronto's that bad?
Oh, except for Miami's 19 games under. So no.
So here, this is what was annoying me, last night is that now it's James Paxton is the new Sonny Gray.
No, it's just not true.
That's not fair at all to say that.
It's not. I don't think it is. I don't think it's even remotely comparable.
No, yeah,
then why'd you say
really
who said
not.
that?
It was on social media last night. The fans that were they were out. The Jackals were out again last night.
It's not
and
fair
they were
at
like,
all.
That's not
he's the new
fair.
Sonny Gray. He can't pitch in New York. First of all, ERA was like under 0.3 before in New York before the start last night. My issue with James Paxton is I have to worry if he's healthy or not. But
Healthy.
Yeah, that's the big concern for
but
me too.
he's pitched relatively well since he's come off the IL, hasn't he? Didn't he got hit around a little bit?
Yeah, no, he's been pretty good.
What was his in Toronto was his last start? What did he do there? I don't think he pitched overly well, but he wasn't terrible.
I think he went
4 2/3, 3 earned runs.
I was gonna say fifth
4 runs
inning.
altogether.
Yeah, he was drawn. Yeah, again.
Wasn't there a
They
really bad
won.
error though in the last inning he was pitching or something?
Isn't that the game they won?
No, Hap pitched.
They
the
lost
game won.
11-7.
This is a game they should have won.
Yeah, that was the
I
game. They were up big.
I know people were remarking.
I just don't think he's.
If you look at since May 3rd, since his start May 3rd, 3 innings pitched, 4 innings pitched, 4 2/3, 2 2/3. That's not cutting it.
Well, the first start, the 3 innings was when he got hurt.
Right.
I think he's
And then
still
the
hurt.
4 was just him rehabbing, coming back.
Yeah.
They didn't want to push him.
I think he's still hurt.
And he was great in that alley.
Yeah, he didn't give up a hit.
I do. I think he's still hurt.
All right, so
And
trade him.
he had his ERA down to
You're
2.
such a
He had
dick.
his ERA down to 2.81 on May 29th. That was 2 weeks ago, and now it's at 4.04, and people are comparing him to Sonny Gray.
I don't really know.
It's skewed because
Is that
he's,
a real? That's a real thing now.
Yeah, so
he's
Sonny
giving up a
Gray,
lot of
that's a real
runs
thing.
in
Jesus
not
Christ.
a lot of innings.
You know, people. Sometimes I can't stand this fan base.
Should I look up Sonny's numbers? Oh, I have him here.
No, don't.
I'm not going to say him.
he's pitching to. Just tell me, he's pitching to an under.
Oh,
40
for
ERA?
this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
3.65. His record's 2-5, but who cares? He
Yeah.
plays for the Reds. 3.65 in 66 and 2/3 innings pitched.
Well, it's pretty
If
much.
this is what Paxton was going to do,
29
we should have
runs.
just kept Sonny Gray.
I mean, it's pretty much what we.
He's only allowed 4 home runs.
in that bandbox. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen. Okay, ready? Guy's a bitch. Can't pitch in New York. I'm still glad he's gone.
It's exactly what we expected out of him, to be honest with
And
you.
Jorge Mateo is crushing the ball right now.
Is he in the big
But
leagues?
But you know what's
He's
sad?
He's still down.
You know what's sad?
Minors, but
The fact that we're looking at Sonny Gray with a 3.65 and going, wow. In your head, you're going, wow, that's pretty good. That's not even the guy the Yankees signed up for at first. The Yankees
his
were,
ERA's always been right around there.
really? I think he had a couple low 3 seasons.
No, it was like his since 20. If you go back to 2015, one of his best 2.73, then a 5.69, 3.55. 2017 was pitching to a 3.4,
Yeah. Okay, but he sucks.
and then a 4.9 last
He's
year.
a bitch.
All right.
He's a baby back bitch.
Yeah, all right, enough. I shouldn't have brought him up.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, we could cut this out.
Maybe we should get him back and throw him in our bullpen.
Yeah, right. Speaking of the bullpen there, Dylan Betances suffered a setback here. Unless you want to break anything else down about the doubleheader from yesterday.
No, I said that to segue.
Nah, I really didn't like how
Segue
Chance
for
Adams looked. That's all.
Who?
Exactly. I just that really
I don't know what you said.
Oh, I thought you were just being sarcastic. I said I didn't like how Chance Adams looked.
It doesn't
because you're down what? It was 6-0.
Yeah.
You come back down 6-3. You want a guy to go out there and keep him in it.
I don't think he
And
pitched
didn't.
terribly though. You can't really. I mean,
He pitched pretty bad, dude.
who came in after him?
Sessa pitched an inning, didn't allow a run. Then Tarpley gave up a run. But Adams 4 1/3, 3 run. Oh no, only 2 earned runs. Okay, that's actually not bad. I guess I didn't realize Paxton gave up all 6 of those.
Yeah, he did.
last night. Yeah, that's on Paxton.
So the Yankees got some. It's not worst case scenario news, but it's not great news on Dellin Betances. He has a lat strain, so he's going to get shut down for a couple weeks.
So ridiculous.
And didn't that happen to someone else? Was that Severino,
I think
right?
it was Severino, where it moved down to his lat from the shoulder.
He started the DL or IL on with one injury, and then it went to a lat strain.
Well, what had happened was, I don't know. So Boone said that he still expects him to play a major role for them this year. It will just be, quote, a little later on. So I don't know what that means now. August?
I would shut him down until August.
I mean, a couple weeks is now what?
Are we not going to see Dellin Betances? Like, is this...
Honestly, we
Is
may
this a
never
thing?
see Dellin Betances again. Isn't he a free agent next year?
He'll pitch next year.
I'm saying as a Yankee.
No.
Why?
No.
He's gone after this year if he doesn't pitch.
No.
There is no way. Dellin Betances is a free agent next year, right?
That is correct.
There is no way the modern Yankees are going to shell out the cash for Dellin Betances, who didn't pitch an inning the year prior.
I actually
Whereas
think you are so wrong.
Okay. Why?
I do.
Why?
Because it's Dellin Betances,
But he missed an entire year.
Okay, that's more leverage for them. They know how great he is.
And you don't think other teams know how great he is?
It doesn't matter. At least it's more
I think
leverage
you're
for
wrong
them.
on this.
Hey, Dellin, you really want to reach the market? You want to come to an agreement right now? You want to go out there? You didn't even pitch last year.
So the Yankees are just going to give him a contract before if they have to shut him down at the end of the. I don't see that.
They
happening.
don't think he's going to be able to pitch anymore? Is that what
It's
we're
not
saying?
that, but it's do you
Anybody
want to
has
give a
a
guy?
more intimate knowledge of his medical history, it's going to be the Yankees.
Right.
What do you think, Christian? If he doesn't pitch an inning this year,
I
do
really-
the Yankees
This is a great bet.
attempt
If he,
to bring
this
him
will
back?
make me.
I would say like 10% chance he's back next year if he doesn't play
The
this year.
Yankees will.
Yes.
The Yankees will drastically try to get a price reduction on him.
Yes.
Right.
But
and they'll probably get it.
No, they won't.
I don't think they will because there's going to be a team out there that does believe in him more than the Yankees, and they're going to be willing to give him that extra year.
Not
to give him the
believing,
extra.
more desperate than.
Right.
I think the Yankees. I think Dellin Betances is one of those guys that the Yankees will.
He's
make
in his 30s now, right?
a move that doesn't fully meet their plans, their business plans.
Yeah, he's 31. He'll be
He's
32
not a
at the
spring
start of
chicken
next year.
anymore. Okay.
Come on,
And
bro.
and if he has not pitched at all this year, the Yankees are going to try to be like, all right, we'll give you X to come back here and
Maybe it should be a you two versus me show.
Plus, they have a bad history with him in terms of negotiating contracts.
That's true.
so
I
let's
just
say he
He's
was.
32. He'll be 32 next
I
year,
would give
man.
him a
That's
3-year deal if he was healthy, but if he
Yeah.
doesn't pitch a damn
That's
inning
what I'm saying.
in 2019, then I could see the Yankees walking away from that.
That's crazy.
Because and think about it, if you're
I-
Dellin Betances, right? Wouldn't you want to be a closer somewhere too? He's not lined up to be a closer here.
No, I want to win a championship if I'm Dellin Betances.
Nah, you want to get paid.
When did
and you wanna-
Dellin come up with the team?
He's been pitching for the Yanks since 2011.
So he doesn't have a ring.
Missed 2012 and pitched again in 2013.
If I'm Dellin
So they
Betances,
win
really
this year.
started
If they
pitching.
if
win-
I'm
2014.
31-year-old Dellin Betances, I want to win a ring.
So what if the Yankees win this year and he never pitches? He still gets a ring. So he's got his ring now.
You're an asshole. You know what I mean. I want to win a ring.
He did. I just told
and
you.
he
No,
could win a
he
ring
got handed
elsewhere
a ring
just
at
as
that
the
point.
closer. I'd want to close
I
because there's
I
more
think he's
money to be
past
made,
that
right?
now. I think that's
But there's
past.
money to be made. This is a sport. It's a business.
Well, you know what?
I want to make money.
When's Chapman's?
He's
when's
got another
Chapman's
3
contract
years,
up?
right?
He's got an opt-out coming up. I think at the end of
2021?
But I don't think it's Chapman Betances. I think it's Chapman Britton Betances in terms of who the closer is. Yeah, that.
Oh, in terms
Yeah.
of who the closer is, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because I feel like that was their main pitch to Britton.
I don't like.
We talked
Betances
about that.
closing, to be honest with you.
I don't like it either. I'd rather have.
I don't think he likes
Chapman.
it either.
Yeah, but there's more money to be made.
Yeah,
That's
but
Not
he'll
if he's
get-
not good in the
he'll
ninth
get
inning.
paid.
Yes,
Look
yes.
at Britton got $13 million a year
Bro,
to
when
set
you're
up,
as
so he'll
good
get
of a
paid.
setup guy as Dellin Betances,
But a lot of teams
you're not
don't
gonna
have
get any
five
more
closers.
money just to close.
Yes, you are.
No, you're Dellin
Yeah.
Betances. You're going to get the same amount of money no matter what your role's going to be. You are.
You don't get the same amount of
me.
money.
I disagree, Chris.
Excuse
There's
me.
different tiers of money. You make
You'll
more
get
money as a
I
closer.
understand that.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
Listen.
relax and explain your argument then instead of lashing out, dude.
Listen. Okay. Let's say he is going to the Red Sox. Okay.
He's going to Boston.
Okay.
Let's say the Red Sox want him.
Okay. All right. Close enough.
Do you think that it matters if he's going to be their closer or their eighth inning guy in this sense? Dallin, we want you to come over here. We want you to be our closer. We're going to give you $200 million. I'm just throwing out stupid numbers.
Yeah, that is stupid. So I don't even want to have this conversation with you.
Okay.
So make something
No,
realistic.
then you can sit out of it then if you can't use your imagination. Because all right, $40 million. Is that better?
For how many years?
Oh, you know what, Dylan? We actually might use you more in the eighth inning role. So now we're going to give you $30 million. No, you're Dylan Betances.
Okay.
At this point, it doesn't matter. He is so good at what he does in the eighth inning. It doesn't matter if he pitches in the eighth or the ninth or the seventh or the sixth. It does not matter what his role is.
Okay, so it should be
He's
the
going to
opener
get
then.
the same amount of money no matter where he goes. That is true.
He could, but
If
You're not going to the
but
table
hold
saying,
on.
"Hey, I want to be your closer. You're going to
Chris,
pay me
hold
closer
on.
money. You're going to pay me Dylan Betances
how many
money."
closers? How many closers, arguably, do the Yankees have right now? You got Chapman,
20.
you got Britton, you got include Betances, you got Betances and Ottavino. Those are 100%. They'd be closing anywhere else that they pitched for.
Yeah.
There's teams out there that are desperate, like Christian said, desperate.
If a team
for closers.
wanted him to be their closer, they would pay him more than if they wanted him
Right.
to be a setup guy. It just the way it is. He would get maybe max out at 12 or 13 if he was just going to be a setup guy. If a team is bringing him in to close, he's going to approach 15, maybe $17 million a year. Okay?
It's just the position. That's
For
just
3
how it
years,
is.
he would get like 3 for 45 or something like that to be a closer. He might get 3 for 30 or 3 for 36 to be a setup guy. Money's different. Britton could have made more money if he would have went out and got in a closer's role somewhere. But he,
Britton is completely different. Britton was a closer. Britton did not establish or make a name for himself as a setup man. What I'm telling you is Dylan Betances is not going to take anything less than closer money no matter where he goes. He's Dylan Betances.
All right,
He's not just some
but
guy
the Yankees
who can get
aren't
slotted into eighth
That's
or ninth
fair.
innings.
That's fair to say. He is an elite. He is an
elite reliever.
I know.
Thank you.
I agree with that 100%. You'd be stupid to say
you said
otherwise.
he's an elite reliever, but he's not a closer, and they get paid more than relievers do. End of story. Next.
Disagree.
Okay. Well,
All right. Well, we'll see if he. Hopefully,
Disagree when you're
hopefully-
talking about Dylan Betances.
What's his track record, by the way, closing games? Is it stellar?
It's not good.
Okay. So the team's going to shell out all that money?
No, they're going to shell out all the money for him to be
If a team
anything.
wants him
For
to
him to
close-
exist. For him to exist, that is what they'll pay him for.
No.
Yes.
I'm going to explain this to you, right? If he comes back and he pitches this year and he's healthy, the Yankees are going to set a price for him to be a setup guy. So in order for a team to entice him to come and be their closer, they will have to pay him more money. And closers get paid more money.
How about any team that wants him more than the Yankees?
You don't think the Cubs
Will offer
Oh, no,
him
they just
more
got
money.
Kimbrel.
They did. Okay. They got Kimbrel.
Like a team just one piece away.
I'm just saying that for 99.9% of the time, what you guys are saying is absolutely right. But when you have this rare
He is the
instance
great- he
where
is the
he
best
is one
middle
of the best
reliever in
relievers
baseball.
in baseball.
He is the best.
It does not matter.
He's not getting closer money to set up for a closer. It's not going to happen. Okay, that's just
If
it.
he wants,
It probably could.
If he's going to base his next contract off of making money rather than winning championships, he will not be a New York Yankee next
I
season.
100% agree with that statement. 100%.
All right. So, but you think at the end of the day, he's in it for the rings and not for the money.
I
You
do
don't know
think the
that.
Yankees will make him a generous enough offer
if he comes
that
back
he
and
will
he's
come
healthy.
back.
If he's come back,
If
and
he's come,
healthy.
yeah, if he's healthy.
If he doesn't pitch this year, they're not going to offer him anything. They might
Really?
offer
You
him
don't
a
think
cup of
anything?
coffee.
Yeah.
Really?
I think even if he does pitch here, they're going to be hesitant to bring him back.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't even have that sense.
You got to
at
think,
all.
man. He's
If he didn't
32,
get-
a
if he didn't get
flamethrower.
hurt, he'd have a contract already.
Yeah, he probably would
He
have.
was next. He was next to
He
get.
was.
He was next to get an extension.
Yeah,
And then he got
didn't they
hurt.
even talk about it?
I think they alluded to it. I don't know if they ever outright
That
said
was
it,
on
but
Cashman's to-do list.
His honey-do list.
his Mountain Dew list.
So okay.
All right. Oh God, I gotta guess.
So the Yankees are going on the road to play the Chicago White Sox for 4 games, and when they come back on June 17th, there could be a couple of 6'7" sluggers back in their lineup, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. First of all, Brian Cashman said that what's his face? Who's Giancarlo Stanton would need a week in Tampa and then a week in Scranton, and now it sounds like he might not even need that because they're pinpointing that opening series on the road on the home stand for him to come back. And I know that's going to upset the Cameron Maben fans. Okay.
Yeah. I feel so bad for them.
And Aaron Judge, who we debated on Sunday whether or not the Yankees should just hold him back until they got back from London, is now also targeted to be back for that homestand that he could be in Scranton playing games this weekend.
Stanton hit a home run today.
Where the hell? No, did he? Did he play yesterday? No, he played yesterday.
Yesterday or today?
He played yesterday. I don't know if
He hit a bomb.
Yes, he did. It didn't even look like he swung at it either.
He didn't. He flinched.
That was like
That was like an excuse me swing.
that was Dig Bick energy from him.
There's some girl on Twitter whose screen name is Dig Bick now. Dig Bick Stanton.
What happened to Aaron Judge? Did he? Ryan,
Maybe they just did the opposite of what they did last year.
Yeah. They were just like, it's going to be a while.
Extended his
Boom.
return.
Ryan, did they put him in the Lazarus pit or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he needs the Lazarus pit.
I mean, what happened to him? It was just like,
I don't know.
Maybe London, maybe after the All-Star break, and now all of a sudden, in between games yesterday, they're like, oh yeah, you should be in Scranton this weekend playing rehab games.
What do they think? 1 week? 2 weeks?
4 days?
Oh my God.
What?
I don't know how long in Scranton, but they're both guys are targeted.
Well, Stanton's not in Scranton right now, right?
No, he's
he's
in
with
Tampa.
the Tarpons.
He's in Tampa. Did you see that Luke Voigt stat?
What's that?
Since he came to the Yankees on since August 24th of last season, he leads the American League in home runs. He's only second in the major leagues in all of baseball in home runs behind, who do you think?
Giancarlo Stanton.
Christian Yelich
All right.
is at 39.
It was like that dumb stat that the Rays put out yesterday that they're 101 and 61
Oh, yeah.
in their last 162 games, which means they would have won the division by like 4 games. And who cares? Like,
That's still. I mean, the fact that he's hit 30 home runs.
I put out both teams' records last 162 postseason games.
And
not enough data
They
for
played what?
the Rays.
12 postseason games.
I mean, like
20.
you got
Yankees are like 93
you got
and 69.
you got 8 people in your ballpark every night. So I mean,
Seriously, why don't you fill your ballpark before you start?
Their home and away record split is ridiculous. They're
And that
such a better team on the road. The Rays.
Well, because there's people actually in the stands when they go.
They're probably more excited to play road games than to have to come back home.
It wasn't
Probably
even the dumbest team tweet I saw yesterday because the Seattle Mariners put out a tweet that said we lead the major leagues in home runs, and I'm like, you're 19 games.
You're the worst team in baseball.
You're in last place.
You're
like
the
13,
biggest bunch of losers I've
you're
ever
like-
seen.
What are
Yeah.
they, 13, 14 games under or something like that? You're in last place. Like
After what start? What was their record at the start? 14-2.
I think they were like 13-2, 14-2, something like that. Like you want to take
That's
a bow because you hit the
pathetic.
most home runs in the league.
What happened there? Because they're still hitting home runs, I guess.
Yeah.
Their pitching went.
The trash. They belong in the trash.
Bums.
Yeah, they're 14 under.
So I mean, like, I don't know. The Yankees.
They're getting it's actually perfect that Judge and Stanton are coming back right now because the Yankees are getting to a point now where you could tell it's starting to wear off. They got the most out of these guys now. They need Judge back. They need Stanton back.
Yeah,
And
I think they need a new spark, and that's the spark.
It's a big stretch coming up here because when they get home, it's 3 with Tampa and 4 with Houston, and then you got the
Boston,
the Jays
London.
in there before they go to London. So I mean, I don't know. I just hope Judge is healthy because if he
Yeah,
if he gets
there's no
hurt
point
again,
to rush him back.
But it's just so strange. Like it just seems like it came out of left field, or we should say it came out of right field.
Right field.
That he's just like all of a sudden now it's just like he's gonna
I don't know.
be
Maybe
ready.
they were just underselling it, overselling it rather.
They said the next homestand. They didn't say that they would definitely be back on that Monday, but I don't know. So does that? I would hope that they would probably be back in the lineup by that Thursday. I would say by that Houston series, they would probably both be back in the lineup.
Sounds like it.
That's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
But what are we gonna do with Cameron Maybin?
Oh my God, I'm gonna miss him. Before we kick it to our sponsor, how much better has Clint Frazier looked in the outfield?
He took
Seriously.
a weird route.
Yeah, but he got to it.
Yeah, he hasn't, laid out for a ball and let it trickle behind him.
He looks more comfortable out there.
He's
you gotta
working
admit
a
it.
lot. You got to give him
So
credit.
so are you going to be okay with him just DHing now? Like that's it?
Who's gonna DH him or John Carl Stanton?
Stan. Right?
There's gonna have to be two moves made when these guys come
Guardy's
back.
playing well.
One of
Guardy's
the-
hitting some
one of the-
dingers, man.
Yeah, but he broke an 0 for 22 in Cleveland on the last game, and
He's had two home runs since then, right?
and what else? Pretty much nothing. No, he had a triple in game 1. Okay, so maybe he's heating up a little bit. So two moves are going to have to be made. One of them is definitely Kendrys Morales. I mean, it's just the writing's on the wall there that he's got to go.
Yeah, he's definitely gone.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's really he serves a purpose if Stanton's back. You don't need a DH. LeMahieu can back up at first, so you don't need a backup first baseman. And then it's just really going to come down to what the Yankees value more. Do they value two bench outfielders or Clint Frazier's bat?
Clint Frazier's bat.
Because if you want two bench outfielders, which kind of seems redundant on a 3-man bench, you got to get rid of Cameron Maybin because you're not going to make Clint Frazier a bench player.
Can't.
Whatever value you think he has is erased as a bench player because you want teams to see him at his best, hitting the ball well. If you really
The Yankees are their
him.
best team with him in the lineup every day, plain and simple.
Or you want him to impact your lineup. And I think if you look at the outfield, maybe you probably would go Hicks, Judge, Frazier. Gardner would be your fourth outfielder, and Stan's your DH. So you already have 5 outfielders on your roster there.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with the infield at that point? Because you'd have an extra infielder.
You rotate them. Everybody gets a day off during the week.
And that happens anyway.
Yeah, and you could see them maybe
Right?
even.
I mean, that happens anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and they could probably schedule it out nice.
Look at
a nice formula to it.
look at how many games Kendrys Morales has played. Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Yeah.
With as bad as he's hitting, think about how many games he's played. Why? Because every night someone's getting a rest or someone's this, someone's that.
And if Urshela heated up a little bit yesterday from that slump that he was been, if he can keep that bat going, you're not really losing anything by keeping guys fresh and giving everybody a day off. Everybody just takes their turn for a day off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it could work. Plus, there might even be another injury down the line too, and it'll work itself out.
Mouth.
No.
Doesn't.
Shut.
I didn't just do
up.
anything.
Yes, you
If he
did.
did, he's a very powerful person.
Yeah.
It's like you ever see the Louis C.K. stand-up skit?
No.
When he's talking to his friend. He's like, hope your plane crashes. And then his friend is like, why would you say that? What are you going to do now if it crashes? And he's going to go, I'm going to be the happiest guy in the world because that means I'm a very powerful person.
Okay, you think you're powerful? You think you can make my plane crash? Okay, well, why don't you? If you're so powerful,
You waited 72 minutes to tell me that.
okay. If you think you're so powerful, okay, why don't you send it to the sponsor then? Okay, if you're so powerful.
Okay. Let's kick it to Baseballism. Head to baseballism.com. Use promo code CHASE28 for free shipping on your order.
Within a game, a bond is made. He teaches his boy a game he played. 2 gloves, 1 ball, a day at the park, and the 2 play catch until it gets dark. and his boy does better than he thought he would. So the two played catch as long as they could. The boy and his friends, they play in the streets, tennis shoes and cans, no bases, no cleats. They hit home runs and they turn double plays. One great catch, and he's Willie Mays. But the sun starts to set in the old neighborhood, and they played in the streets as long as they could. The boy goes to school and plays for his team. He develops his craft and follows his dream. He has moments of glory, he has moments of shame, but they shape his life and they make his name. But he begins to get old, and it's understood. The boy played the game as long as he could. The boy, now a man, he has a son of his own, and he teaches his son a game he was shown. His son's first game, he sits in the stands. He yells out instruction, but it's not in his hands. And being late for the meeting was not in the plans, but a cheer for his son as long as he can. This is America's brand. This is baseballism. Do you believe in baseball?
All right, we're back here on episode 126 of the NYYST podcast, and we have a special treat for the fans here. It is the return of the Gardy Report.
Gardy!
So we were trying to bring in Gardy last week, but he couldn't really talk too well because he had a busted up face. So we gotta ask this question now.
Why don't we take a look for all of you watching on YouTube right now? Before Gardy gets up here, why don't we take a look at the clip as we talk to Gardy? How's that sound?
Okay. So Gardy, okay, you here? Well,
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's good to
What's
be
up,
here.
Gardy?
Not much, guys. You remember me now, man? I haven't been on the pod in like 3 months.
Okay, Gardy, how's your mouth? Okay, this is what the world wants to know. What you doing? Why'd you throw the baseball helmet? Okay?
Man, I was struggling. The guy who made that catch on me there, dude. That was a nice catch, and I went back in the dugout and threw my helmet against the wall. Came back at my head like a dang boomerang, and I got a big dome, so it's an easy target. But I mean, still,
Would
I
you
wasn't
say you threw the
expecting
helmet
that.
lightly?
Well, if you
How
had
would
to
you,
put
if you had to use an adjective to
if you had to
describe
use a
how you threw
word,
the helmet?
I threw that helmet hard, all right? And guess what? My lip, you know how hard it is to eat with 6 stitches in your bottom lip, dude? It hurts.
Well, Gardy, we have to ask you this. What were you thinking that you didn't want any anesthetic, man? You just went in needle and all.
Because I'm Brett Gardner, dude. I told the doc, I said, look, doc, I don't need any of that, all right? I'm good to go. Let me go back out there.
Do you
wanna
believe in
finish the game.
antibiotic?
I haven't taken antibiotics since I was 17 years old, back down in Holly Hill.
I was gonna say, dude.
I don't even take
You must
Advil.
have all those farm injuries down on Holly Hill.
You know how many times I fell off my tractor down there in Holly Hill with the guys, and it's unfortunate. Sometimes you lose your temper. It's part of the game, but hopefully next time when I lose my temper, I don't throw my helmet and it doesn't come back and hits me right in my lip.
All right, Gardy, before we let you go here, I got to ask. You made a stellar play in the outfield yesterday in Game 1 in a doubleheader. Now, all we hear from fans is that you're washed up and too old. I mean, how do you respond to something like that?
Well, look, I mean, when you're playing on a team that is built very young, I mean, you got guys like Clint Frazier, Aaron Judge, all these guys. It's hard. It hurts my feelings. I've been here since 2008. Show a little respect to Gardy. I mean, I'm the vet. CeCe's gone after this year. Who knows where I'll be? I'll probably be on the Padres or something, but it does hurt my feelings. But I got to play better, and I got to play a little bit harder.
The San Diego Gardeners.
Yeah, I mean, they might change the name for me. Who knows? But I'll probably end up with the dang Miami Marlins playing every day out there in the outfield. I'll probably play 159 games for the Marlins next year.
That's not a terrible
I'll
thing.
hang out with Jeter.
All right, Gardy, we'll let you get going.
All right,
here.
I got to go get these stitches removed. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
Later,
Gardy.
Gardy.
Bye, guys.
All right,
That was nice of Gardy to stop by.
that was really nice.
You always like when you see the true colors and the
he
emotion
was
come out.
on his connecting flight on the Brett jet from New York.
Right? He didn't even bring up the Brett jet there. He must have forgot about it.
He might have Ubered.
Maybe he
He
had
could've.
to trade it in.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah, he could have Ubered.
All right, as we wrap up the show here, we asked for some fan tweets, some questions here. We'll answer a few of them. Let's see what you guys wanted to know. K. Blev wants to know, what do you see the Yankees doing with Andujar and Urshela next year? Who would you want to see as the starting third baseman?
Urshela's already starting to show you that he's not the hitter that he masked himself to be over the last couple months. Can he be better than he was in the past? Sure. Can he be a respectable offensive third baseman? Absolutely. He's here. He's a defensive player, and Miguel Andujar can kind of be talked about like Clint Frazier. No, I mean the guy's defense is suspect, but his offense his bat is too valuable, I think, to ever say that they're going to give up on him for a guy like Urshela.
You know what? I don't. You can't really. I mean, the trade value is going to be down, but if somebody would be willing to put a price tag on Miguel Andujar that you can live with, I would probably trade him. To be honest with you,
I'm not saying
after the surgery. I think if I got something in return that I really wanted because of the uncertainty, I think I would trade him.
Okay. But
Isn't it funny that we're even taking this serious? Like, imagine if someone asked this question before this year started.
It's ridiculous.
The fact that Urshela is performing this well to even take this question seriously is incredible.
Here's my thing. I'm answering that question based off of, hey, Urshela's been so good, can we just get rid of Andujar at this point? Instead of basing it on a question of like, hey, if they can get someone elite for Miguel Andujar, would you live with Urshela?
That's the better way to think about it.
Urshela.
If that's how you're thinking of it, if that's how you're thinking of it, then yes, I agree.
That's good, bro.
I agree.
My Urshela.
I agree with you. But if you're asking me to compare Miguel Andujar and Gio Urshela and say just because Urshela has been this good, can we live with getting rid of Miguel Andujar? No. If you're asking me in a sense of how you answered it, I agree.
They're both free agents in 2024, so they're both under team control. I think it's just going to come down to, can the Yankees get somebody for Miguel Andujar, and are they going to be more willing to get rid of Andujar now that they have Gio Urshela? Is Gio Urshela the answer now if Miguel Andujar is traded?
And I think DJ LeMahieu plays a role in this also.
Definitely,
because
dude.
He absolutely does.
He could be your starting third baseman next year if you really want to trade Andujar because you don't trust that shoulder, and Urshela shows you that he is what we thought he was. You can go with your infield of Luke Voigt, Gleyber Torres. You know, you think you're going to bring Didi back, and LeMahieu. You can absolutely live with that. So I think all things being equal, you don't give up on Miguel Andujar for Gio Urshela. But
right, that's all I was saying.
Yeah, okay. The Chris Cologne, not the other Chris, not a Chris Cologne, the Chris Cologne.
Way to clarify.
Yeah, okay. So he said that we saw this tweet earlier, and it's from Buster Olney. He said the Indians may be looking to trade Francisco Lindor in the offseason, and he, quote, might end up with the Yankees. If you think this is, if this is true, who do you see being moved for Lindor? Absolutely nobody. Okay, that's
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
What?
By him, right?
By
the fan?
No.
You don't think the Yankees have enough pieces to trade for Francisco Lindor?
Where does Lindor fit?
Shortstop. Didi would be gone.
Didi's a free agent at the end of the year, right? So you're going to take it under the premise that the Yankees are moving on from Didi Gregorius. But do you know that the cost would be astronomical to bring in Francisco Lindor?
No, they wouldn't.
When's he a free agent, Lindor? He's pretty young.
They wouldn't do it.
Hold on. If there is a chance that they can get Francisco Lindor, who's not a free agent until 2022, they are jumping at that opportunity.
He's a free agent after 2022?
Free agent the 2022 season. Signed through 2019 on a... Yeah, so he still needs 3 more years of service time. 3 more seasons.
But at the
end of 2022.
That price tag is going to be so high.
But it's Francisco Lindor, though. The guy's
a
switch-hitting shortstop.
How much more?
They don't need him right now.
But how much more are you getting out of him that you wouldn't get out of Didi?
a lot, dude.
No.
This guy is on another level.
What are his
is-
numbers?
Okay.
Tell me his numbers.
Okay.
Is that a touchscreen?
Yeah.
Mine is too.
But we also talk about horses for courses. Actually, no one's ever said that. But okay,
Do you want just his batting average since 2015 per
You
year?
don't think the horse knows he's running? Okay.
313, 301, 273, 277, and he's hitting 303 this year.
I didn't say he wasn't a better player than Didi Gregorius. I just think it's stupid for the Yankees
How many
to
home runs?
allocate resources into
38 last year.
trading.
He had 38 last
Yeah,
he's a
92
monster.
ribbies.
He's
The
a
guy's-
great player.
He's elite.
I know he's good.
No, he's
I'm
not
just-
good. He's
Yeah,
great.
he's the-
I'm just
because
trying
he's the
to
best,
make
right?
an argument
Best
that
shortstop, maybe.
Yeah.
Is Javi Baez play short?
offensively by far,
Plus, he's a switch hitter.
and defensively he's a stud. But I still think Correa is better than him defensively.
But
Oh, yeah, Correa
why are
is
you
good, too.
going to invest those type of resources
you
into
don't
trading
need this
for
guy.
him?
You don't need him.
Well,
And Didi's such a lovable fan favorite.
but
who's
think about
who's
think about
a
it
captain
this way.
to this team.
If you're keeping Didi Gregorius, what does that mean? That means you have to pay Didi Gregorius.
money.
So how much more money do you see Francisco Lindor being given?
Much
Compared
much,
to-
No,
much
it's
more.
not the. It's not.
I thought you said it was the money.
No, it's allocating resources, which means that what they would have to trade for him, you're going to have to dump out your farm system
Right.
to get this guy. And I just think it's unless Didi Gregorius puts a price tag on himself that is just ridiculous, like he wants friggin' 9 years and $240 million, then that's just dumb. But if he can get something 5 for 100, 5 for 120, something decent,
Yeah.
respectable, you give him the money
What are-
because he fits your ball club. We all know what he means to the Yankees and the type of player that he is. I understand that Lindor is younger and better, but it just, I don't know, man.
What are their age differences?
Lindor's 25.
And Didi's
Didi's what? Is he that old, Didi?
Yeah.
I
Almost
that,
positive.
that alone. Yeah, Didi's 29. He'll be 30 in
That's a big
half a year.
difference. I mean, that's a big difference.
Yeah, but I'd rather give Didi the money. I would rather give Didi the
But
money.
now, if you're
than-
giving Didi the money, 5 years, like you said, that's a 35-year-old shortstop.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay, no, I'm just saying.
I just don't want to trade for Francisco Lindor. I just-
Lindor's a franchise player,
yeah, and he's going to cost a franchise price tag. And I
and
think
the only
Yankees,
team that can do that really is the Yankees.
yeah, and the Yankees need
But
to.
I don't see them doing that. But if they can structure a deal that they look at and say, this isn't that bad, if they could pull the trigger on
You
that
think the
deal, they
Indians are
100.
that- First of all, the Indians are not.
No, I don't.
that-
But I think if there's a deal in place that they could live with, that they would jump on that opportunity immediately.
There's no deal for 3 years
I know.
of
No,
control for
I agree.
Francisco
It's,
Lindor that
it's
they-
not
that
going
you
to
can
happen.
live
They're
with.
not going to get Francisco Lindor. But if they were able to put themselves in that position, they would absolutely jump on the opportunity.
You know what? This is just going to be another feeding frenzy. Okay,
right,
That,
like the Machado shit.
and I don't.
Yeah,
And the
no, that's
Yankees
all it
are-
is.
Then the Yankees
Yeah,
are
what is
dumb
this?
and
What is
cheap.
this?
I don't even want
What's
to
the
get
story,
involved in it. Just
Buster?
give Didi his friggin' money.
Buster, let me tell you something. This
Come on,
guy
Buster.
is a moron.
What are you talking
He
about,
tweeted
Buster?
something the other day, and I'm like, this guy is just looking for attention. It's so ridiculous.
Bust it.
All right. So Milk 93rd. I don't know what he milked 93 times, but that's his handle.
Damn.
He said he wants to know how Mad Bum's temper fits into New York.
Oh,
He said,
Jesus.
temper?
I love it at times, but other times, like with Max Muncy,
That was
he
mean, I'm
goes,
sorry.
I agree with the batter. You don't want to watch me strut. Don't throw a pitch that I can hit into the ocean.
It's just the pitcher's mentality.
And you know what?
Bro, I love it.
I
love it.
I 100% agree with Madison Bumgarner on this. He goes, if you can act the way you want to act,
Right.
why can't I act the way that I want to act? Why did everybody come down on him for being pissed off about Max
Because-
Muncy showboating a home run?
You want to know why? Because in this country now, you cannot just have opinions. You have to have who's right and who's wrong. Who's right? Who's wrong? Oh, can you have an opinion and be right, and I could have a different opinion and be
Especially
right?
with-
Nope.
With athletes and celebrities, like they're people
Here's
too.
what it
Like
comes
he's
down
got
to.
emotion. He gave
Here's
up
what it
a
comes
big
down
home
to.
run.
Is Muncy a douchebag? I didn't see it, so I'm not. I'm just
I
gonna
didn't see
speak.
that. I just know that it was a 1-0 game, so that was the difference maker.
If Muncy acted,
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't.
I heard Muncy wasn't over the
I
top.
No,
didn't
he
see.
wasn't. But again, if the whole thing is let the kids play, and that's Major League
Yeah,
Baseball,
that's their structure
Madison
this year.
Bumgarner's attitude towards it. Okay, so let him play. That's it. End of story. And his hot temper, good. The Yankees can use a little bit of fire.
So maybe,
especially off the mound.
So maybe Bumgarner was being a bit of a baby. I don't know. Maybe he was. I didn't see it. But
he showed his emotions.
At the end of the day, who cares? Who gives a shit?
Don't
The
you
guy
like
is
seeing
And it
some
clearly didn't affect
passion?
him because that was the only run that he gave up in the game. The only run that he gave up in the game.
Right.
How's his temper going to handle here? Hopefully really friggin' well. That I want to see somebody, snorting fire out there on the mound. And I never actually heard Madison Bumgarner talk before. He is a country boy.
Yeah.
He
broke his
fide-
wrist on a dirt bike?
But he is like, he's got that whole country drawl down. So that I don't know how that's going to play in New York City, but get him here. Let him be out there blowing smoke on the mound. Who cares? You should be mad that you're giving up a home run and the guy's sitting there watching it. You should be mad at that.
I agree. 100%.
All right, Rob O'Neill. I think he's a distant cousin of Paul.
Paulie.
He wants to know if the acquisition of one big name pitcher before the trade deadline. It says, is the acquisition of one
help?
big name pitcher before the trade line enough? Okay. Now, is it enough? Do they, given the circumstances with Severino and Betances, is one acquisition enough?
Definitely, because it's not. It is just one acquisition, but it's acquiring a player. So if they do make a trade, they're also going to be acquiring, hopefully, if they come back healthy, Luis Severino will come back, Betances will come back, Judge will come back, Stanton will come back. So one big move plus the addition of the guys that are hurt right now coming back, then yeah,
I don't think the Yankees need to go out there and acquire two starting pitchers.
No, just one.
Just one.
There was
they will be getting two if Severino comes back.
There was a point
In Montgomery.
where I thought the Yankees were going to get Keuchel, and then I was going to say, and you know what? They might also get Bumgarner.
Yeah, I could have seen that happen.
I just don't see that happening where they're going to get more than one. But I do see Bumgarner being a Yankee.
Yeah.
Like I think it's inevitable.
I don't know, but
A lot of people are talking about that Boyd guy on Detroit.
Yeah, I'll take a pass on that. Okay. Hey, John, what's your name again? Thank you.
All right.
Does DJ LeMahieu win a batting title, a Gold Glove, or neither this year?
I mean,
I don't think he's going to win it. I don't know.
If he can't really win a Gold Glove because he's jumping all
Yeah.
over the place. He's not going to have enough
he's definitely not going to win a Gold Glove.
opportunities at
And
second.
I mean, in that same sentence, then can you even say he would win a batting title?
I don't know. He'll probably
is
hit
batting title associated with?
Yes.
You don't
he's
even
not
know what he was going to say.
Silver Slugger Award.
Is
I'm
it
thinking
is it associated with the batting title?
Is what am I
of.
saying?
Position.
Your position?
No.
Is it like third baseman batting title?
No, it's just a lead. That's the second look you've given him tonight, where it's just like,
why
No,
you give me looks, bro?
I'm
about to
look,
pop you in
giving
the
you
mouth.
that look.
Give you 6 stitches.
Now I'm giving you that look.
no, the Silver Slugger
Throw a
Award
helmet at
goes
your head.
towards your
Why is Your
position.
mic is so loud.
Yeah, his mic's off
It
right now. It changed.
Your mic finally just like popped on. I think.
Pop, pop.
Pop pop.
No, I don't know. What's his batting average right now? Like
Who are we
310?
talking about?
DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah, it was up there, dude.
DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah, but you're probably going to have to hit like 330 or 340 to win a batting title. No? I don't know. I don't think he wins either. But does it really
316.
What
does
is
it
a
really
batting
matter?
title?
Does it really matter?
What is a batting title?
What do you mean, what is a batting title?
What is a batting title?
It's the person. A batting title goes to the person that has the highest
Highest
average in the league.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the Silver Slugger Award?
Isn't it the best overall
By
offensive
position.
player by position?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was the opposite.
What is wrong with you?
You some sort of stupid.
Yeah, seriously.
It's the shrooms.
Yeah,
We should do a pod
We should
on
do a
shrooms.
pot on shrooms. I agree.
Actually, I'm going to do a pot on shrooms and not tell you guys. And you have to guess which pot.
I would actually
I like
enjoy that
that.
very much. To
All
be
right.
honest with
That's
you.
actually really fun.
Shroom Guy Rye.
All right.
really-
Last one from AU Class of 04. Yeah. Any yellow flags with Paxton and his velo being down as it relates to a knee injury?
No, just because his last few starts, he hasn't gone more than 4 innings, and he's the kind of guy that his velocity increases as it gets into the 5th or 6th inning. So he throws harder as the games go on, and he just hasn't been able to pitch in those games.
What's
Okay. Okay.
I think we're playing with fire now.
What fire?
Okay, listen.
Mike fires.
And now I forget what I was going to... Okay. What's today's date?
What's
12th. The 13th when they're listening.
I will give James Paxton one more start.
And I trade him.
What's her name? What was her name? I want to address her.
Who?
This
The
tweeter.
last tweeter.
AU class of 04.
Boy, man,
I don't
woman,
know. It's an anon
Boy,
account.
man.
non-binary. Whichever you are. I don't want to offend anyone.
I don't know. It says Zach C, so I'm going to assume it's a male.
You never know.
Spelled with an H or a K?
H.
Don't even give
Maybe
him
it's a burner.
It says husband, dad, Auburn alum. So I'm going to assume that he identifies as a male there.
Hey, Zach C, bro. Listen to me. Not this start, but right after it. James Paxton will be back on the IL. Okay? Mark my words. Mark my words.
Can we take a bat to your knee?
Oh,
if you're
we
wrong?
need to put some type of wager on this.
If I'm right, I just want one thing. Can you look at me for a second?
I'm listening to you, so just say what you need
What
to
did I
say.
just say?
Can you look at me for a second?
No, before that. I said, if I'm right,
If
I
you're
just
right,
want one thing.
What do you want?
I want to shave Stack Guy Rye's head. Not shave it. I just
No.
want to cut it on film, like for the show.
I think you got to take one.
I have way too big of a head.
Dude, what are the odds of me being right? Seriously.
I don't know, man. I think there are decent odds on that. He hasn't thrown more than 3 innings.
I have an inside scoop, bro.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Someone told me that James Paxton is still hurt.
Okay, your sources. Okay.
I'm serious, bro.
Oh, so you're trying to cheat me there.
He will be back on the DL after the next
So
start.
why wouldn't they put him on the IL now? If he's still hurt.
Because no, they don't know about it.
Oh, the Yankees don't know about it.
No, the management doesn't know about
my
it, bro.
God, you're so stupid.
I'm telling
You're
you.
dumb.
All right, why don't you make a bet with me then?
No, because you're just being. I want to remove your brain. That's what I want to do. I want to
Really?
give you a friggin' lobotomy because it might actually smarten you up a little bit.
I'm so smart, dude.
Yeah.
If
I
you're
watched-
wrong, we get to
The Yankees don't know that he's hurt. The
Shave
Yankees
your
don't.
eyebrows.
They don't.
They don't.
No, he didn't tell him.
You know what?
Let's end this,
It's.
please.
We need to end something else, and it's not this show.
Wow.
I know what you're talking about, and I agree.
All right, a look ahead here. The Yankees are going to Chicago for some deep dish.
Oh, Chicago.
Playing the Cubbies' little brother over there.
These wonderful 8-10 starts Thursday and Friday,
I like a good
7-10 on Saturday, and then a 2-10er on Sunday. We'll be back with episode 127 after the completion of the White Sox series, where the Yankees.
And then 127 will be on his way back to New York.
Yes, very good, very
Thank
good.
you.
Ryan.
Thank you.
We got Happers against Nova tomorrow. Well, you'll be listening to
Over.
this tonight.
Ivan Nova.
Thursday.
Nova.
So Thursday series opens with Hap against Nova. Then we got Friday. We got CC against Lucas Giolito, who's pitching like the guy that everybody thought he would be. 9-1 with a 2.28. Then we move on to Saturday. The ever-present stellar. You just got to sign him to a 10-year contract. TBD against Lopez.
Somebody got to give this guy some money.
And then the tank
Pitching everywhere.
against I don't even know how to say it. The tank.
TBD.
Oh, TBD.
against Despagne. Looks like he's made one start. So the Yankees are facing two guys that have ERAs over 6 in this series. So you got to put them down as wins, and you got to find a way to split the other two games.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's
Don't
fair to
count him
say.
as wins that quickly.
All right, next caller. We'll go to Tony and Brooklyn. Go ahead.
If the Yankees are facing guys with ERAs over 6, they have to win those games. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, they have to win those games and then find a way to split those other two games and come out of this series 3-4.
Did they face Giolito this year? I remember last year.
Lucas?
They did, though. Lucas, yeah.
I think they. I don't think.
Remember
they did.
last year what happened?
Does it matter?
Yeah,
Remember that game?
Does it really matter?
You guys remember that?
Giolito pitched against them in that rain-shortened game. They lost 9-6 on April 12th.
Oh yeah, he pitched really well.
He gave up
against
a
them,
grand
actually.
slam to Giancarlo last year. That was when Judge was out and Stanton was carrying the team, and they were
Yeah, actually, he
losing.
didn't
I
really
think.
pitch that well because he allowed 4 runs in the first 2 innings of the game. So I mean,
Really?
if you're gonna, this is why we need to get rid of your brain because it doesn't work well. Okay, you make these statements.
Well,
they're
how many innings
incorrect.
did he pitch after that?
What did he even say? What are you wrong about now?
He's like, oh, he pitched really well. In
He
that game."
did. I remember him settling in.
He might have settled in.
Yeah, I think he did settle in.
Still pitched really well. You just had a whole argument on how Tanaka pitched well, even though he gave up 4 or 5 innings. I mean, runs.
He did a good job by getting into the 7th inning. I still don't think he pitched well. He did what you needed him to
I'm
do.
pretty sure that once the White Sox took the lead, the Yankees could not touch Giolito after that. That's all I'm saying.
Box score here, okay. The game was 4-3 in the 4th, and then the White Sox scored 4 in the 5th. Okay, the game was 5-3 after 4, and then the Red Sox, why do I keep saying the White Sox scored 4. Who cares? Okay, nobody cares. The game was 2 months
He
ago.
gave up 4 runs the first 2 innings. He gave up 0 runs his next 3.
How did that happen? Who gave up that other run then?
I don't know. I'm just looking here.
Was it unearned? Because he gave up a run somebody gave up a run in the 4th inning.
Oh yeah. Oh, he out of the 6 runs he allowed against the Yankees, only 4 were earned. So he
allowed
ended
6
with 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs against New York that game.
Okay, so there was an error in there.
That was the most runs he's allowed all season.
Yeah, I'm thinking of someone else.
That was J Hap. J Hap started that game.
Maybe it was one of their other starters.
Okay, all right.
Okay, nobody cares.
All right.
Okay.
No, I still don't think that's bad though. 5 innings, 4 runs. Not
That's-
terrible. It's not good.
I'm not signing for it. You signing for it?
No, I'm not.
I'll sign for
I'll
9
sign
and
for
1,
it for, like-
2.28 though.
I'll sign for it for like CC. But who
Giolito.
cares? This show's way
Yeah,
too
we gotta go.
I wanted it to be a half hour, 45 minutes today.
No, it's an
because
hour
you
45.
just sit there and run your mouth.
Yeah, well, because you want to know what our shows have
Yeah,
become?
that's your problem that the show ran long today. You had your I almost cursed the nonsense with Betances, dude. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was trying to have
I
a
can't wait.
debate. This is what our show's become. Ready? I was listening to it, and I think we should discuss this real quick. This is what our show has become. What do you think about this? Shouldn't happen. Okay, next. And then, what about this? No. Dumb. Okay, next. We had to discuss some stuff. We have to go back and forth. We have to fight a little.
I like how
Instead
it
of
makes
just-
me feel when I yell.
I feel like all of us, sometimes we get caught up in all the news we have to cover, that we just discuss it briefly and that's it. Some things need natural discussion and debate. And I think Betances was one of those natural things.
Wrong.
Today.
Next. What else?
I think we would be remiss if we didn't end the show on this note here. That
Oh, jeez.
Nick Rumbelow was
Rumble, bro.
Rumble, bro. He was
Friends with this guy.
He was released from the Seattle Mariners organization. He had a 8.17 ERA in Tacoma this year, and the Seattle Mariners let him go.
Oh, big deal.
Donate
All right,
now
our
for Nick
technology is
Rumbelow.
about to just crumble. Can we please wrap this show up?
I hate your guts so much. Like, how did you manage to be his brother for 25 years?
I'm a great
The
brother.
earlier years it was tough, but once he moved out, it was good.
How old are you now? 25?
Yeah,
26?
yeah.
I'm a great brother,
I'm 25.
Are you?
No.
How old are you?
27.
All right. So, 27 years you had to be this guy's
All right,
brother.
from age like 1 to
baby-
12 or 13,
from
I
baby to
hated
13,
him.
You hated
Then
him.
we moved. We got our own rooms. We grew up in the same room. Then we moved, got our own rooms, and that's when we kind of became closer to one another. I still hated him, but then he moved out eventually.
tolerate but still hate.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he was the worst. The main thing that really bothered me was he would dance whenever he'd beat me in video games, and that always just PTSD right there. Oh God, you would do that.
Did you ever try to kill him?
Yes.
I threw a rock at him when
No,
we were
he didn't.
kids.
Yeah.
I never tried to kill you. I tried to hurt you. I threw a
after
controller at your
wiffle
head
ball.
once.
After wiffle ball, I beat him. I let him get like 45 runs.
Yeah, I'm also 4 years younger than you, and I was 6 at the time.
And I turn around and he has a huge boulder as I'm rounding second
It
base.
had to be huge. I'm 8 years old.
It was the biggest boulder
I
an
had
8-year-old
some
could
crazy
hold.
strength that
It was like
day.
a pebble, right?
And he
Yeah,
tried
it's
to crack my head open with it.
Yeah, what would you have found if you opened his head? It would be like one of those.
Just
hollow-
more rocks.
It's like when you get those Easter eggs and they're just hollow chocolates.
It's real nice. I promise you I'm smart.
You're like those Wonder Balls.
Ooh,
What's in a Wonder Ball?
Okay,
Brought to you by Wonder Ball.
Okay, now you're talking about Wonder Balls here. Okay,
You spent
Okay.
you wasted an hour and 22 minutes, of your time to
Okay,
talk
so
to me
now-
about Wonder Balls.
Okay, go to a sponsor, baseballism. Okay.
You're trying.
Yeah, what are you, constipated?
Yeah, that's your constipated mic.
Okay, honey, I'll be right out. Okay.
Go to baseballism. Go to baseballism.com. Use the code Chase28 for free shipping. Go to NYYSportsTalk.com. Go to the fan shop. New merch dropping Thursday. Susan Waldman shirt should be out by then. Susan Waldman is nominated for the Radio Hall of Fame, so we have a special shirt coming out for Miss Waldman that you can pick up. And follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. Stack Guy Rye.
Go Yanks.
Chris. Say goodbye.
Peace!